This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Freaking.com.
They're really signing in for ridleyreport.com. New Hampshire law allows you to have these in this place. And in fact, in pretty much all New Hampshire state government buildings. This New Hampshire legislator has submitted a bill that would ban the use or the carry of firearms inside the State House.
And of course the room is getting even more packed.
But this is what happens in New Hampshire when you introduce a bill that even slightly restricts gun rights in New Hampshire. Residents turn out in droves to oppose it. Even politicians turn out to oppose it.
Okay, so now they've had to move the hearing out to a bigger room.
The blue sheets at hearings fill up with the signatures of New Hampshire residents and politicians who oppose the bill. And if you're the supporter or sponsor of such a bill, you may find yourself the only person supporting the bill in a very large room.
I can talk to you for 1 minute.
Oh, that's fine. That's plenty. Yeah. What are your thoughts with regard to the danger that the reps are saying this would put them in?
I don't understand what you
Well,
mean.
some of the reps, it sounds like we're saying they're worried that this would make their right of self-defense in the State House a problem. And how do you feel? I mean, would you be endangering reps with this bill if it were to go through?
No, of course not. If nobody has a gun, there's no danger. What's the danger?
Well, danger would come from people getting in with a gun in violation of the rules, I suppose, and committing a massacre.
Well, what I know is that right now their plan for protecting themselves and supposedly protecting all the rest of us is they'll pull out their guns and start shooting the shooter. I think that is a terrible situation. What are the rest of us supposed to do? Duck and cover? I know it's the gunfight at the OK Corral. Now they feel capable of, many of them are well trained. And I'm not really worried about my fellow reps that much. This is a small part of the problem. But for example, we'll have people shooting at one another here. And, the rest of us, what do we do? That's what I'm saying.
Well,
it's shootout at the OK Corral.
Well, if I may ask you, we'll have people shoot. Why hasn't that happened already? Because we've always had, for 100 years.
Well, I hear that argument. And what I say is, was there ever shooting at Virginia Tech before? Was there ever shooting at any of these other places? You cannot predict based on prior behavior how likely it is to happen again. These are one-time, one-place situations. So you don't know if today's the day for the New Hampshire House or if it's UNH or where it is. I know that when I was teaching, and I've taught in California and I've taught in Oregon, Massachusetts, Virginia, every school has a plan for the teachers and the students if they have a way of signaling through the building that there's a danger in the building. And you lock the doors, you have the children line up against the wall close to the door, they're absolutely quiet, and they practice these drills. We don't do that here. And there seems to be no plan. So there are active shooter strategies. For example, if someone comes in shooting downstairs in this building, as far as I know, and in spite of my best efforts to get the information in the building, what staffers tell me over the last year is there is no way to let the rest of the staffers in the other offices know that there's an active shooter in the building. So they're vulnerable sitting in their offices. Now, I don't think it's practical to say that every staffer should have a gun in their desk, and that's the solution to this. That seems very unreasonable to me. So there's no way. I know that the security personnel wear radios, and we've got cameras. So if someone's headed up to the second floor, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm imagining and I'm hoping that they're telling the troopers in the governor's office that we've got someone armed on his way up. Where he stops on his way up there, what he does, who knows. But I really think that having a welcome desk and a guest book that says, please sign in, welcome to New Hampshire, the rule in this house is that you need to check your weapon here or leave it in your car, is a very reasonable, low-cost reminder to people that will make us all safer.
Well, if it's reasonable, why did no one come out to support it, other than you?
I don't think the reasonableness and the supporting that's sort of like a non sequitur to that just because other people are not here. I've missed other hearings today. It's we're under a deadline to get our bills heard and voted on and get them to the full House. Very many people, you saw the legislators in and out. This is an election year, and this is a sensitive subject. I think that many legislators might feel, oh, that issue again. You know, the gun people will all be here, and you know, there's not a lot of hope for doing something like this. I will say, this is a matter of conscience for me. Knowing what I found out last year in my first year here, and knowing what the possibilities are. If I had not done this, and I really resent the person who came in and said, well, this is a whim of a legislator, it's a whim of a politician. I thought long and hard about it. I understand it's an election year. I understand there are people in my district who may not like this. But if I had not done this, and this were the year when someone walked into the New Hampshire State House or the LOB and actually shot people, and I had the misgivings, the information that I did have, and I didn't do something, I could never live with myself.
How much would your bill cost to implement?
Well, it depends on how the body, the executive department, the protective services decided to approach it. Because my initial low-cost suggestion was you put a welcome table up there. How much does a welcome table cost? How much does it cost to print a few signs? You know, that's not. You know, I know that the former head of security here was concerned about the number of entrances. Maybe, you know, we have one door over in the LOB where it says, please go around to the front of the building. So maybe, I mean, I haven't looked at implementing a full security plan. I'm not on the facilities committee. I don't have access to their data or their minutes. And you know, I haven't delved into that. I don't think it's my position or my privilege to say, I want you to do this and this is how I want you to do it. That's for the security experts to figure out. I'm not a security expert.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by freekeene.com. FreeKeene.com believes Keene is the best destination for pro-liberty activists like you. Keene is an exciting and challenging ground floor opportunity. Visit move.freekeene.com and read over 108 reasons to move to Keene. Help us free the beautiful little city of Keene from the clutches of the government. Learn why you should move to Keene at move.freekeene.com.